I will bring you news.
Welcome back. We now continue with the news. In international news, Burkina Faso's military junta has appointed Albert Ouedraogo as the new transitional prime minister, a decree from the military leader said on Thursday. Mr. Ouedraogo, a 52-year-old economist, was said to have experience in management of public administrations, development projects, and private companies. He will form a government whose main task will be to secure the country from an Islamist insurgency that has killed thousands and forced at least 1.5 million people to flee their homes. Colonel Paul Henry Sandaogo Damiba was on Wednesday sworn in as interim president for 3 years after seizing power in a military coup last month. Now, Sweden has said it will put its forces out of the UN peacekeeping mission in Mali a year earlier than planned, Reuters' new agency reported. The military on Thursday said its 220 soldiers will leave Mali in June 2023, the agency reports. No reasons have been given for the early withdrawal, but Sweden had previously said the presence of Russian military contractors in the country was making Swedish troops' presence untenable. And Swedish armed forces said that in recent times conditions have changed in the country. And Reuters reports citing a statement. A UN mission spokesperson said Sweden plays a crucial role in its operations, but was free to make its own peacekeeping decisions, the agency reports. France said it will withdraw its troops from Mali, citing a breakdown in diplomatic relations amid growing hostility from Mali's governing military junta. And now in sports news, Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotions has said it's finding it a challenge to secure fights for boxing prodigy Lolita Muzea because African female boxers are scared to fight her. Administrative Secretary Ben Saili said that Muzea has reached her pinnacle and female boxers are aware of her pedigree and do not want to get into fights they know they can lose. He said Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotions is looking for more fights to get Muzea in the right shape so that she can have another go at a world title. Saili said many boxers have been refusing to fight Muzea and pulled out of the recent international boxing tournament held at Government Complex in Lusaka. He said Ghanaian premier female boxer, 39-year-old Yako Chavez Anan, accepted to fight Muzea because she wants to take on a worthy boxer. Muzea, dubbed the Black Diamond, will fight Anan on Sunday, March 6, 2022, at the Bukom Boxing Arena in Accra, Ghana, in an undercard non-title super welterweight bout of the 12-bout Rumble to Freedom tournament being held to commemorate Ghana's 65th independence anniversary. Saili Said Muzea, who arrived in Ghana on Thursday with her promoter Christopher Malunga, is in high spirits and beaming with confidence. Muzea, who has a record of 17 fights with 16 wins, of which 8 are by knockout and 1 loss, steps into the Bukom Boxing Arena to take on Ghana's First Lady of Boxing, who has a record of 19 fights, out of which she has won 10 via 6 knockouts, losing 8 fights and drawn 1. Muzea's only loss came at the hands of UK's reigning World Boxing Organization middleweight champion Savannah Marshall, who outclassed her in a title fight in Newcastle in October last year. Saili said UK-based Icon Sports Promotions, who are partners with Oriental Promotions, have secured and appointed 2 experienced coaches in Ghana to be on her ringside on Sunday. He said Icon Sports are keen to have Muzea back in shape and frame and in line to challenge for a world title. Saili said Oriental Quarries Boxing Stable is keen on exposing its boxers to experienced pugilists on the continent in order to garner more minutes and experience so that they vie for world title fights. He said Mosea and Alfred Mwowo needs to get shots at world titles. Well, on that note, we end the news, but before we go, we make a recap of the headlines.
This is our breaking news.
Chingola Member of Parliament commissions a 1x5 classroom block. And governance expert George Chimembe welcomes Zambia's vote at the recent United Nations Emergency General Assembly. In international news, Burkina Faso junta appoints a civilian prime minister. And in sports news, boxing promoters say African boxers are scared to fight Zambian boxer Lolita Mzea. This has been Jimmy Kanasha on the iWave Radio News at 15. Be sure to join us tomorrow, same time, same place, as well as, well, the morning news on Monday morning. And up next is the news review with Wisdom Munda and myself. Keep listening to iWave Radio. I know.
I'm missing
This
I know.
bulletin on
My mind is
iWave
always
Radio
set with news being every day, so I'm
Which
not.
is supposed to be the norm.
Yeah, I'm not used. I'm not yet used to not having news once, like off weekends. Coming from an environment which has news every day. Yes.
And every 2 hours.
Yes. hmm Okay. What's going on? Is the sound there? I can't hear myself. Yeah, I saw you.
Oh, see.
Hmm? What have you seen? Okay. So, what would you like to fish out today?
Yeah, I think the 3 local news stories. Yeah, Chibola MP, governance expert George Membe, and then the Black Mountain again. We are dealing.
Oh yeah.
Now it has been clarified.
But still, there's an outcry for
Yeah.
attention.
Uh,
I think I'll try and invite that association that feels left
yeah,
out.
Chapamo, that's it. Yeah. Is this okay? No.
I think we need this one. Yeah, no, you can just sit there. It's okay.
The comedy of Uncle Life, captivated by the beauty and the beast in Amoye. Stories of
Set up
love,
the stream in
forever rising like Zuba and inspiring us, daring us to dream, to cry, to ask one another. But the greatest magic of stories is that they bring us together like Mpari, connecting us so that
Is there Mpari
feel less
today,
lonely,
Claret?
making
No.
that story your
What
story
are the days?
and your story
Monday
our
to Thursday.
story.
Only.
Because we are made
And
of
Zuba?
stories. Stay
Monday,
connected
Friday.
and experience the magic
Zuba will
of
be there.
stories on Zambezi Magic.
See, at least she knows.
Channel
I do not
162
know.
and GoTV Super Channel 5.
I enjoy Mpale a lot.
Why?
Nice characters there.
Hey, I'm glad. I thought you.
Where there is no peace of mind. There are issues always to be sorted out.
They
Not
actually.
dull moments.
That's actually a representation of a lot of environments that we're in.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I'm in love with that.
At home, at work,
Yeah.
and the funny thing with that one is that the setup is that their home is their workspace as well. So
Can imagine having everything under one roof.
yeah, so it's actually what makes it
Hey.
more fun.
My happy place, my right black queen. We run East Street, dressed to the nines, but life is sweet, and we're kind of single. Watch Single Kiasi, a new Showmax original series about friendship, love, and entanglement. Watch now, only on showmax.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's round 2 of Makofi, hard-hitting betrayal. and violence are coming quick and fast for Anna. Last time, power jabs and uncontrolled anger landed her in a career-threatening situation. This time around, she'll need those smooth defensive moves. That's right, Tony. She may have the talent and the support system to win fights, but intelligence wins championships. Amantelima, Coffin and Zero, she must tame that anger to make her mark as a true champion inside and outside the ring. Mainza, not to be captain obviously. He fights in Walala wa Shala, hands down. Apa, Nipo Sanga Walikosa, pound for pound drama and intensity that could truly define her shot at the title. Oh, it could be lights out for this rising star. The fight beyond the ring continues in season 2 of Makofi every Monday to Wednesday at 19:30 hours. Stay connected to DSTV and secure your
What are you
free
saying,
fight
oh,
seat
for?
with
I'm
Undead Magic.
I'm just amused.
On DSTV.
Simply amused. All right, we're good to go. Very good afternoon once again, and welcome to the news review with me, Jimmy Kanasha. And today, like I mentioned earlier, we have Wisdom in the house to actually give us a few analytical points on the news that we just carried forward today. It's good to have you once again, Wisdom.
A pleasure is mine too, Jimmy. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon to you too.
Thank you.
Now, what are we looking at? What's the biggest fish in the pan now?
Yeah, I think the biggest fish in the house today is about the governance expert, George Membe. So
Okay.
handle that one last.
All
We
right.
are tackling all the three news stories, local news stories that we had.
Mhm.
The first one to do with our Chingola MP who commissions a 1x5 classroom block. Then we have government has government says admission to the application to do with the Black Mountain in
Yeah.
short.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we can start with any one of them, but the last should be governance expert.
All right, let's go to Chabanyama, where the Chingola Member of Parliament, Chipoka Mlenga, has actually commissioned the 1x5 classroom block. Has it been long overdue, or I don't know? What your take on that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll answer in the affirmative and of course in the negative. Long overdue, yes. We needed to have a lot of these, I think, schools upgraded with a number of classrooms.
Okay.
Whether it's long overdue on the current government, I think for me, they've started on a good note, especially coming with the policy of, I think, free education. We have seen overwhelming response from, I think, a lot of households where pupils now are flocking to schools.
Yeah.
And therefore, the teacher pupil ratio has actually gotten teachers more or less like devastated because it's difficult to handle such. So when you come up with a decision or across such information that some classroom blocks are being commissioned here, I think that is a plus. Yeah, because much as we have free education, politically people are now saying or actually crying foul that classrooms are full to capacity. But I think for me, it's starting the first thing first.
Yeah.
Government, then in opposition, promised free education, and here we have it. Now people are crying that a lot of these classrooms are actually overwhelmed by the attendance. The second stage, then it means the classroom should be built across the nation so that the teacher pupil ratio can be equivocal. However, we still have also another thorny issue of recruitment of teachers because as you increase the classrooms, Jimmy, you definitely know that you need extra teachers.
Yes.
So for me, I think government is in tandem with its promise on this free education, and I want to see a lot of such classrooms being built across. However, we are also alive to the fact that we are told that there were a lot of actually classrooms that were abandoned before the general elections that the New Dawn government have to complete. And for me, I think they should hit the road running so that I think the teacher pupil ratio should be, I think, equal. For me, the decongestion of the pupils in these classes is a must so that the teachers don't have stress. You can imagine a class that is full to capacity and the noise that comes from pupils. Definitely, teachers get disturbed.
Can be deafening.
Yes, in the line of their duty, and we may actually even compromise the quality of education at the end of it all, not because we have got unqualified teachers or that we don't have the material, but just because it is difficult to handle an overpopulated classroom. Yeah. So for me, I think that is a plus, and kudos to Honorable Chipoka Mlenga for that. Thank you.
All right. Now let's quickly switch off to the issue of the Black Mountain. I know there's been an association complaining that they've been sidelined for a while, and we know that government has actually closed the registration for is it association?
Association
Yes.
cooperative. Yes.
So there are no additional cooperatives that will be granted access beyond the ones identified and already operating at the site.
Yeah, yes, Jamie and the listeners, I think yesterday we tackled on part of it, but it's good that today we have got a clarified information actually from the government's point of view. And going into this, Jamie, just like I stated yesterday, that Chapamo is a limited company. Okay, how those youths operating under Chapamo were actually engaged, I think it's Chapamo to come out clean. But you see, a narrative of a limited company by shares is you and me are the majority shareholders in that company.
Yeah.
The rest that come are just employees. Okay, they may not have, I think, a stake or I think the rights to talk or to vote in that company. The difference with the cooperative is that you are all equal partakers. Okay, and for me, listening to the explanation of the mines minister, is actually categorized that all those youth that Chapamo is crying for Usakili and which other township, they are actually been captured. So then, for me now, what comes in is then what is the cry for Chapamo? If the youth that is actually saying that his company has been sidelined, and since the government of the day is saying we want to embrace a lot of youth and women in these cooperatives, of which they have done. And the minister now has come out to clarify that actually the youth of Sakiri and Nkana have actually been captured. So I think it's now up to him to actually come out cleanly as Chapamo director to say, no, actually what we also wanted was to operate as a small scale miners, not to start, I think, mentioning the youth and the women, because government is saying all these have actually formed the cooperative.
They've already been registered.
Yes, they've been registered. So then what interest is, because when I listen to actually what the minister was saying yesterday, I think that was the Radio Phoenix News, he actually said what we are trying to do as government is to remove the fragile type of doing business at the Black Mountain. Because Chapamo then was operating like a fragile type of entity that was disregarding, the law, and there were always fights at the mountain and such. That's why we want to do things in a more proper and human manner. But we cannot definitely rule out his cry. For me, as I always say, if he still thinks he can engage the government, I think the platform is still open. We are told everything is being handled by the Kitwe District Commissioner. So go there and make your views be heard. But I for one am elated to be told by the minister that actually the youth that Chapamo is trying to bring into his session, they've actually been captured in a lot of those cooperatives that are registered. So for me, I think the government has done its part, but if Chapamo still has a bond to chew, I think the door is still open. That's a policy of dialogue.
Exactly.
Take and give that.
So
then,
could it be a cry for control, or I don't know? What's your take?
Yeah, my take definitely is a cry for control, because until now, I think Chapam was the only visibly and the soundly heard name at Black Mountain. Now you can imagine from nowhere somebody just taken just like any other. Because even him, I think when I listened yesterday was so no, he can also join another cooperative. So if you don't want to join cooperative but you want to be the partaker, then how do you want to do it? Because the government has come up with a policy. We are not going to engage anybody not coming through cooperatives. So that is a government pronouncement. And so who am I and you, Jimmy, to argue how government wants to do it? Yeah. So I think the issue is just to calm down and see how best he can be incorporated. Thank you.
All right. I know we're running short of time. We've only got about less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go to the issue of Zambia's vote and the comment by governance expert George Chimembe, who's saying that the vote is a signal that the country is looking at peaceful solutions to the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and Zambia is not taking sides.
Yeah, actually, I'm elated, Jimmy and the listeners, when I actually started after the vote, and I started listening at what a lot of politicians, especially opposition political parties, have been saying about this vote. And I'm happy for once that I think some of most of opposition political parties have been very civil and on this issue. Because I'm just shocked that I think our members of parliament in opposition, specifically PF, had to take a stance like Zambia wants to I think disassociate itself with from Russia, and yet that vote had nothing to do with that. That vote had everything to do with civil way of Russia doing things. Because I think that's what even I've listened to USA, I've listened to even in NATO statements. It's not that they want to retaliate and going into war. They are only engaging Russia to come out and leave Ukraine alone. So I don't know where other people have missed it, like Zambia wants to, I think, cut ties with Moscow, Russia, and yet that vote had to do with peace at the end of it all. Yeah, so for me, definitely, Zambia, for one, has done a commendable job to vote in that line. However, I think it should be put clear that that vote had nothing to say Zambia, other forces like the NATO to start attacking Russia. No. All that they are saying that what has been put on table to appeal to Russia to pull out and then come on around the table and see how it can be resolved in a civil manner and not in, I think, a war manner. That's all that it takes. Not what I think other people would want to insinuate and mislead you and me, Jimmy. When I think the information is loud and clear out there. All that we wish is for the peaceful ending of this conflict. Jimmy, we are seeing a lot of casualties day in, day out. It's not actually giving a sense of humanity. That's a fragile way of action, and any other human being should actually feel for our sisters and brothers out there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Wisdom. It's good to actually have had such a wonderful review. But listeners out there, thank you so much for having joined us. If you're watching us on our Facebook page, thank you so much. And those listening to us on a Radio Box, we are grateful for that. But we continue with the rest of the show. And, Shorty has got your back. We'll see you next time.
It's Shorty time now.
I almost called her Lindiwe on mic. I was like, Lindiwe has got your back.
You may forget which name to use where.
And then don't forget the twin cows milk.
Correct.
Okay, you know what? You're right. Remember, we get asked a lot of questions, so be prepared.
There's possibly no question I wouldn't answer.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, my princess. 1 egg.
Short credit. Good what? Good after weekend. Good for weekend.
What time you're saying it already?
What time?
All right, Wisdom. All right.
Okay. I'm going. That's when I'm going to look for photos.
So
You won't die.
Well,
No.
Dead.
that's a good question.
You said your phone did not.
Let's wait for your
Hey.
If good health and great taste are the
Same
question,
number.
then Twin Cows full
So I
cream
just
milk
text
is
you
the
so that you
answer.
save it.
Twice as tasty
Okay.
and twice as creamy. Twin Cows full cream milk. Taste the difference. Yes. Oh, Banda coming.
Who's my grade 7 has passed.
Mhm.
My grade 12 has also passed. Even my wife, she related me and she has passed. Oh, sorry. Yes,
Yes. Thank you, Banda.
Just describe it for me.
what have I forgotten?
What time is your program?
16:35.
Oh, Banda,
Let's
what's
have
the
a chat
problem?
quickly.
I forgot
a
to
chat.
put cream
Your tea isn't tea till you cream it. Smooth, delicious, creamy texture make Cream It Coffee and Tea Creamer a must-have. Cream It Coffee and Tea Creamer. It just tastes better when you cream it.
No.
Manufactured by Dairy Gold and Trade Kings Company.
Hey, Jay. Long time.
Hey, Maya, what's up? Give us a hug.
Whoa, James, you smell good. What are you wearing?
Boom fabric conditioner.
Huh?
So, who have you invited on your Women's Day thing?
But I love that.
Oh yeah, drive.
Yeah, it smells so. What's your
I
secret?
forgot that
Boom fabric conditioner.
Bishop coming in. Okay, that 12:30 program.
New Boom fabric
Invite
conditioner.
some influential lady that
Boom
you know.
fabric conditioner
Could be your
with
mom.
motion activated perfume
anybody.
microcapsules. Keeps your clothes soft
You
to the
don't want to
touch
invite
and
your
smelling fresh much longer.
That is entirely up to
New
you.
Boom fabric softener with motion activated perfume technology.
Or
Endless
invite
freshness.
for women's Chan for Tuesday.
everywhere I go.
Come, let's talk.
Why my dance moves are better, Chivalila, Dicapila, Icangena, Yato, Olo, Yato,
Ecco sì.
Era nice, I know.
Allora, adesso. No, mukaripa, no, non
Nkalipanishwa jini mukali so jini ngana mpera tintirako omwafi
Omukaja.
mwine na
Oh, someone really. If venga na manana rusa 2-3 times. Namba no kushukuru. I didn't see that Snap police report, so I was hoping it should be an article.
It's in the bag. Always.
Please close that door. Okay. How's your mom?
Okay. This one, I think this is.
Why is this one all torn up?
I don't know. Sorry, give me. I don't know what to say.
If you ever get attacked, go to the police first. When they send you for medical, you don't pay much or anything at all. Mom, Commander,
Achana.
you're not ready to charge up
They charge. It's the same doctor that I saw.
before you went to the police station.
They still charge. That was full.
So, I called you because I wanted to find out. You requested a shift change, yeah? So I wanted to know, is it because you were attacked or what are the reasons?
No, that's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know. But my mom has requested this no change leadership because of what happened.
Okay.
Just for the sake of safety or something.
Yeah, no, that's that we understand. Okay. You sure there are no other issues?
No, there shouldn't not the issue.
And yourself, or how do you feel about it?
Everything's alright with me. The wife's safety is there.
So, where is the guy that usually comes you out and chat with him as well?
I should be home. I don't know, he doesn't work in the afternoon because the person in the car. As if I finished with him, I think he works in the mine.
I'll have to have a chat with him first and see the way forward.
Okay.
There's one, right now, giving you a shift change is not going to be very possible. I mean, we've just created a new shift. So people haven't even gotten acquainted with what they're doing, and you know how it works. You just don't just change it, benefit you change. It causes a lot of instability. And we're also trying to win over people or clients. That's the challenge I have. So how do I win over clients if I'm going to just change shifts? Okay, shift people's changing. Change people's shifts. But I hear your cry. I think I've also consulted extensively about it. I'm still trying to see the best way around it. But maybe for now, and since you already have that sponsored segment that you're handling, until further notice, then let's see how we can adjust it. I'd love to make prior adjustments, yes. So we'll see how we can handle that issue. Now I have another issue at hand where, what time are you supposed to finish your shift?
So I'm supposed to sign up 25, 21, 55.
But
Yes.
what time did you leave when you sent me that text?
On
When you sent me that text, what time did you leave the site?
on Thursday, I leave just when I put the program because it's a program that ends at 21, 22.
What program?
Yeah, I'm faster. It's a faster. There's a program from 20 to 21, then there's a recorded program from 21 to 22. So when I look at the program on Thursdays, then I go. On
Is that
Thursday,
the only day you usually leave like that?
no, I don't leave at that time every day, every other day. It's just Thursday. You can ask me to remember what I want to ask. It's just Thursday when I put the program, then I tell them I've left the program.
Whose program is it?
Some pasta, isn't it? It
You
doesn't
just,
matter.
you just leave it there, you don't even know.
It's for a pasta.
It's on your show.
It's called Professor Countdown. It's a pasta. So he deals with Brother Arthur. It's Brother Arthur that reports him. So Brother Arthur just gives me this is the program. It's usually just a preaching. Yes. So I've never seen the pastor before, but I know he deals with Brother Arthur. Whatever reports on Sundays, then he gives it to us on Thursday. So that's the best person to ask to learn.
No, I'm asking you because that's your time. Because you do it.
I meant I haven't seen him before, but the program
I'm
is.
not saying that. I'm not saying that's your time, so I expected you to know. But since you don't know, I'm glad you.
No, I know. I know what the program is. It's a preaching, it's a church program called Prophecy Countdown. It's been coming every Thursday, 21 to 22. To record a program.
How many programs, how many preaching programs are during that time?
Thursday,
Every day.
there's one on Tuesday, then there's two on Thursday, and then there's a declaration report on Wednesday.
What time is your academy?
It's 20 to 21. On Wednesday.
And then Tuesday?
Tuesday, 20 to 21. It's a pastor class.
So Monday there is nothing. I see. Okay, so I wanted to know what time you knock off because all I know is you're supposed to knock off at 22 hours.
I know, I did this place at 21, I checked at 1:55.
Wait, I'm not done talking. What I know is you knock off at 22 hours. So what I expected is if you're knocking off early, and if you're leaving early, there's always a channel of communication. I didn't know what time you're knocking off. So if you know you're leaving before the time that is scheduled, you have to at least communicate. Because then how do I know what's going on? What if something happened while it's at? You understand what I mean? So those are the challenges I'm looking at. The fact that you're the longest serving person, that shows a lot of commitment from you. But I also want to see some orderliness in the way we're working together. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be, sometimes it will be frustrating, but it's really worth it at the end of the day. I want to see us creating that change. I hope you can be a role model to these others. Are you?
I don't know.
You don't know. But you have to be because you're one of the oldest presenters here. You're the longest serving. So automatically people will look up to you. So if you make mistakes, they'll pick up on those mistakes and say, yeah, Brian does it. So if you do something right, they'll pick up on what is right and forward. You see what I mean? So, as far as I'm concerned, I do not know about that program. But I know you're supposed to knock off at 22, that's the problem I have. So, if you're going to try and, if you need to leave early, at least communicate. Let me know early. So at least it's easy for me to plan and know exactly what is going on. But if I don't know what's going on, how do I protect you at the end of the day? Okay? And I also want that driver's number, and I want to know if when he picks you up and when he drops you. Okay? Because what happened that day, so they could have told you what was going to happen. Who was going to be playing? Is it us? You see, even he could go in jail like what I said. So I want some clear communication when you leave this place. At least let not to know you left, but when you get home, I should know. Even if tanks will have arrived at my house yet. Lawful, you only have one life, you're not a cat. If you're a cat, you wouldn't worry much. You have a big future out there ahead of you. Okay, madam. So continue being an example, a good one. Wish you all the best. And aside from that, um, I wanted to know what you'd like to fit into a program like the Urban Connection. What other ideas do you have for the show? Are you just seeing it as is? It's just a show.
The problem is time on the show because whenever I try to do something new right after the pasta, I don't have the right audience. Yeah, so the time is what ruins everything.
Okay, if that was adjusted, what would you want to do?
I could think of other ideas.
Such as?
I could think of other ideas.
Such as?
I can text them to you.
Yeah. You have my email address, put them in, send them to my name. So I want you to think of ideas that we can turn into money. Yeah. Like you have Gabby's restaurant. See how we can get money out of other ideas too. And one more information, I was talking to Gabriel last time. I want to do a proper advert. He wants a proper advert. There's no advert for his restaurant, is there? So how do you know he's sponsored or it's a share segment? We just mentioned it.
Yeah, I just mentioned.
But you also need an advert. No, I'll deal with that. Where did you record your last adverts? Where were you recording your adverts from here?
I just sent it to somebody from Tuesdays.
All right. Okay, then we need to prepare for the show. Let's go now. We'll see you. Enjoy your show. No, leave that. Oh, wait, could you take that one? Here's the other chair. Hi, Glenn. How are you? How was your day? Yes, you know. I think you did have a great day. I enjoyed mine. Not really. Busy shouting at people, looking for solutions, prayers, and all that. Okay, I miss you. That's all I needed to let you know. I miss you. And I hope you had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed your work. Hello. I'm good, thank you. How are you, ma'am? Oh yes, madam. How are you today? I'm good, thank you. Yes. Tomorrow we agreed around 13 to 14. Yeah. Yes. All right. See you then. Okay. Bye. Amen. Inshallah.
Yes, yes.
Daily. Daily. Ewe?
Sering guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tapi perubahannya mana sih?
Yeah.
Na indio na nanta. Fashion fe bata. Shouldn't want to pick it. Hey man, I'm good. How are you doing, man? Long time. Yeah? Funny, on. Seriously? I mean, she can't have the problem to her. You know, my phone's on. Hey guys, very much. Eh? Bwana, nipo ya bwana kuponda. Nipuela mani, nipuela. Nisapuela. Mairo munipo? Huh? I just have to come to radio by 13 to 4 to 14:30, so then I'll be free after. Waona veo ayambaka. Oh, Nisapuela, let me just tell my sister to nipuela first. Yeah? Napuela, I'll call it. Wow. Okay, prepare hugs, guys. Prepare hugs. I'm coming. All right, see you guys. What's up?
Yes, Jesus. Now I can't get to become with this. Wait a moment. What's up, lady?
No, I'm saying.
I was kind of left it. It started.
My friend never says
It started.
yes.
Sorry. No, how about two people having the same problem at the same time?
Who has
Yeah, your friend. How about you?
mine started yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
The phone started like a bit yesterday. Which I'm still getting from yesterday.
But it's just, I don't know how you feel. It's just painful.
It's like something's going on.
It's like that. And then look at this. I'm in Jamaica. I think I'm at come with this space. So in the minister, you are violating the rules.
No, you are not now.
Everyone is. So, how are you doing?
Martin,
You have to go home?
Martin.
Martini. So, when are you supposed to be here? Sunday or tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
What time? 10.
no, tomorrow I'll come.
Hmm?
I have camps for 2 days.
You have what?
Camp. My camps are the first 2 days, depending on if I have, if they,
So, you have to be here at what? 10?
no, 9.
9. 9 to 14. And the AJ is Sunday.
So it's been that bad this whole while. You want to go home?
If I can be allowed, I failed to text you. We were told you say 5 hours before your show.
You were?
Told you report 5 hours before your show. 5 or 2 hours before your show.
Who said so?
That was the rule.
Who said so?
Madam Lucy.
Go home.
Let me rest a bit. You don't have Panadol.
Me? What's the person lost for medicine? Let's go get you some painkillers. Isn't it the argument is always the hardest?
Manipekunya. Niende kuta midafu. Naye kwa mtafu.
Antigamente, depois não, eu termino com a firma Fraser e Gazi, fazia, já foi era cool.
Não, eu sou. Também não sou de. Não, eu sou de uma tipo a coisa. Não, tá bom, não é como tá.
Tive este tudo que eu ainda, tudo é a festa, não deu uma mexinha, que tu vai estar. Botou isso
O vou babar. Não, está na casa.
casca bronze.
They bring it down. Oh, okay. Villa boss.
Don't get the lunch. Take the extra no connect.
Ah, near 18.
Not 17.
Now, near 18. 18, 15. So, never,
Back at 22.
21.
Takuria mama church.
Uh,
So now we are free. Is online.
my, they,
Africa is Saturday.
oh, my,
Saturday free cha 6 to 6.
oh, yeah.
Ngata chai unje. Wow.
Okay.
But I'm sure in case of idea of my school.
What am I?
But it's a my dress rehearsal.
Oh,
Then but it's a my dress rehearsal. And then later, and then Sunday vacation. I need to buy shit. I know what I mean if we suffer, we didn't have. Baby, like, oh, stop off to my favorite. But it's not, be my time.